What's going on, guys? Stevie from the Minute Masters here, and today I'm going to show you how to change your ball joints. So the reoccurring theme from my past couple of videos is that I didn't pass Pennsylvania vehicle inspection, and well, this is another thing that didn't pass, my ball joints. There's actually too much play to pass inspection. Okay, so it's the top one. So that's them, this guy, that's the guy. And it just so happens, because of how the ball joint press works, it's just easier to do them both, especially if you have to replace the top one. If you're replacing the bottom one, believe it or not, you can kind of do only the bottom one. But like I said, to me, it's just easier changing them both. If you're here, might as well do it. Strategy: take the extra steps and also undo your tie rod end here and remove your caliper. You can technically leave everything on, but I'm telling you, you'll be in a load of hurt because those two are limiting factors to where you can move this to better work on it. And trust me, without those two things attached, this whole piece can actually come off. You can set it on the mat. It's just easier to work with. You'll thank me later. Okay. Now, to get your tie rod end off before you, put your vehicle up on jack stands and you can't go anywhere, you need one of these, which is the tie rod end puller here, or should I say like punch. So you just put it on there, screw it out. So your first step is to undo this pin, take the castle nut off and press that out. And your second one is to take this bolt out here and pull the caliper off and zip tie them out of your way. Once those two things are out of the way, I'll bring you back for steps to remove those two bolts there. So here it is. As you can see, it turns nice and easy. It's actually kind of funny to do. So I must confess, neither one of my tools actually worked, and I actually ended up pulling out this little Pitman puller. But actually the strategy that worked is I actually threaded the nut on, and that increased the surface area, because neither one of those fit quite underneath, so the threaded portion was actually kind of going at an angle. The other thing you can kind of do is, along with that, is you can screw the nut on, and you can actually very lightly hit it with a hammer and a couple of a little penetrating oil. It actually come out by itself. The reason you don't just go and whack it with a hammer is you end up damaging the threads, and then you can't get the thing on. So that was my strategy. My fault. I guess I don't have the proper tool. I'm sure you guys have similar experiences. Now over here, as you can see, caliper has been totally removed, and that's the beauty of it. We have this full range of motion here. It's just going to make our lives easier. So the next step here is to remove this pinch bolt, which is you just back it off, back up wrench. That actually loosens this guy here. Not quite enough where you could just pluck it right out, but enough where we can wiggle it out a little later, but I'll bring it back for that. This nut here, okay, this is a 1 1/8, and it just so happens when I did this last, I actually ended up buying this massive spanner wrench. This is actually meant for like doing a trailer, ball and hook up and stuff, but it's the right size. And you just hook it on there and, just give it a nice good tug, and there it is, okay? Now, I suggest you actually go and buy the socket, because then you can actually properly torque that guy on there. I end up usually just kind of hand torquing it, which isn't recommended, but hey, that's not the ball joint that's bad, and it's still there, so my method works. So I'm going to take that nut off and this guy here, and I'll bring you back. It may even fall out by itself, but you'll see. So both our nut up here and down there are off, okay? And you can actually see how much it's loosened up. So earlier this didn't rotate. Now you can see it rotates. So that shows you how much that was pinching. Now, the way to get these apart is not with the ball joint press. It's with this. This is called a ball joint separator, or as people call it, the pickle fork. I don't know why, but that's the other name for it. But you stick this sucker right in here, and you beat on it with a hammer, and the thing falls apart. Now, considering how loose this guy is up here, this is the one that you actually need to do that for. So I'm gonna separate this ball joint and bring it back. And just like that, it is out. Like I said, a little pickle fork, and this is just a mallet I was using, just whamming on it, and it just comes right out. Boom, fell right on my mat, so it's not damaged. And here it is. And like I said, it's right here where you can just work on it, see? And I'm telling you, it just makes everything so much easier. So at this point, you do you, and press out your ball joints and press new ones in. If you haven't used a ball joint press, it's a matter of using combinations of the caps here and the sleeves. So for this kit and for your vehicle here, it's this middle sleeve, and that's typically the combination. They use something like that along with this cap. I really don't use anything else. And then this is the actual press. Now the label says don't use a impact wrench. So you figure out what best works for you. Now this camber net up here, I've marked it with Sharpie, and the reason for that is this has to come out. Okay. Now again, I bring out my trusty all-in-one wrench here, and I actually take this and I get it on there, and I move it back and forth and loosen it up. And as you loosen, you just pull up on it, and it comes right out. Now, believe it or not, if you have an impact socket, you can actually spin the thing out with an impact wrench. And yeah, just another method of doing it. But that's the by hand method. So anyway, I'm going to press out my ball joints, press the new ones in, and I'll bring you back. So I kind of wanted to show you what I've got going on here. So like I said, with the ball joint press, you use that one cup, the medium sleeve, or the middle of the two. And of course, just like this. And all you're gonna do is, you know, crank down on this end, and it's gonna punch it right through. And then we'll repeat the same setup for up here. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, your ball joints are held in by a snap ring. So you wanna get yourself a really good set of snap ring pliers. If you're not so sure what those look like, that's them right here. So normally pliers squeeze things together. These actually pull apart, okay? So you want a set of those. The other thing is your ball joints may have a grease fitting. You'll need a little wrench to pull them out. It just so happens I probably don't have the right wrench. So a pair of water pump pliers, channel locks, whatever you like to call them, boom, does the trick. So like I said, I'm gonna press these out, bring you guys back. Quick tip here, after you press out your ball joints, take something and scrape out all the crud that builds up in here, because you want your ball joints to sit nice and flat inside here. You don't want anything holding it up. And do that to the top and the bottom. So here we are, guys. The lower ball joint is bolted in place. Not quite torqued down, because otherwise this would be really hard to turn, because after all, it's a brand new ball joint. So basically what I did is I held this whole assembly up with both my hands, and then I took my right hand away and I threaded the castle nut down as far as I could. Then it stays there and you can proceed to work stress-free. Excuse me. Now, for the top, you're going to want to put your camber bushing back in here. And what you're going to do is line that center stud of the ball joint up as perfectly as you can. Take your camber nut and you're going to tap it into place. This is best done by taking your socket that fits inside, tap, 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 and it will go in. Now, I have my Sharpie marks there, so I want to line it up. So I take my handy dandy wrench, the other side, which is 1.5, and I can actually turn this thing any way I want to line it up. Great tool for doing ball joints and for getting your camber adjusted. Once you have the camber adjusted, put your through bolt through here, through your pinch, put your nut on, done. And that's it as far as the mechanical for ball joints. Now you just need to clean up your mess. So take your tie rod in, bolt that back here. All you have to do is push it through, thread the nut on, and torque it down to spec, done. Take your caliper, rehang your caliper, and that's good to go there. And before you run away, make sure you grease your ball joints, because they are greasables, and that's how you make them last longer. Already done, because MiniMasters is a full-service garage. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did. So hit the subscribe icon over here. Check out some of my other videos over there. I'm Stevie from the MiniMasters, Thanks for watching.